rules of this game is changing in front of us. We watched how the micro pattern was evolving. We discussed about the next level. We understood that this in front of you is the reality. So the micro, the medium term, the macro, everything was changing. Take XRP for that equation. This was the pattern on a micro level. And right now you observe that it is trying to push to the upside. And what does that mean? A breakout here in the micro will add on pressure to the macro. Watch the volume, watch the MACD, watch the RSI. You kind of get an idea of which direction this market is going. Gold is not going upside, it's been choppy, but crypto is gaining. That means new capital flow, when it is adjusting to the new reality, which is 50 basis points cut, is now adjusting a lot more in to Bitcoin ecosystem and then crypto. Why? Bitcoin ecosystem. Look at the dominance. It's actually breaking through a trend line which has been there for an extended period of time. We argued about the thought process of this fake out should come before a massive drop, just like what we have seen back in 2021, just like what we have seen back in 2017. Are we about to repeat something like that or do even bigger moves in this market? Welcome to the Scientific Investor Family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've been going through this and giving you guys the idea that almost everything will change in 15 hours. And after the Fed news, this is your reality. What do I mean? Look at the volume to the price on a 3-day candle. And this is for Bitcoin. This is important to understand. That particular candle was arguing there was decent amount of buying volume pushing it to the upside, but they failed to push the price higher. That was the reality, which was bringing in more sellers, attracting more sellers. But right now, with the new data, not 25 basis points cut, a 50 basis points cut, now a little bit of buying volume is pushing the price bigger than what you just saw on a 3-day candle just before this. What does that mean? Sellers are stepping back. They understand this is not the right area to go short on this asset. The entire asset class is starting to react like that. You go on a weekly and you're observing the fact that the RSI is trying to break back above 50 on a weekly for total altcoin market. When you zoom in, you're watching the fact that the momentum is shifting. What do I mean? You just pick this 3-day chart for the total altcoin market, put it onto a Ranko or Heikin-Ashi. You're watching how the long wicks are coming on a 3-day, and then on a daily, the momentum is shifting back to the upside. So that's on a Ranko, showing you I'm trying to push higher. You go in to a Heikin-Ashi, that argues you broke the moving average, retested it, and you're bouncing off. So a breakout from the range here, which is another 5-10% to the upside, would give you a clear signal that the market is headed much higher. So say you're just putting the measured move, you want to see where the next resistance will come. And that's almost close to the recent highs, which we made April this year. And zoom a little bit out, you're still way lower than 2021 highs, which means you have a long way to go. The wave 1 here is going to be something you want to use. Wave 2 and wave 3 for sure is something you really don't want to miss. When Bitcoin is breaking this range, it gives you a clear signal. As soon as you see XRP following that equation, the masses, the retail, they are going to jump in. But you can sit on your desk and verify that masses are jumping on. You can look at Bitcoin, you can look at Ether, you can look at XRP, whichever asset you want individually to see if the retail is really coming in. Go zoom in, go take a weekly and see if that's going up or going down. It's choppy, it's same, it's almost the same. Nothing changed for XRP. Now you go on a Bitcoin side of the equation for the same and you see, there is a bit of a change. For the entire week, you were stuck inside this range. However, now you're trying to go up, retest, most likely a bounce. So let me get more data. And I'm looking at the trend in the Google search and it's like, okay, I want to break this 30 days range. I want to break this quarter. So now you're looking at, okay, where can I go? Once you went up there was August. Now you're talking, things are changing. But keep this in mind, the majority, they're not in. Which means whales who would like to trap the majority and sell their units to the majority, they're still holding, they're still waiting. So whenever you go into the market and you get to see a ton of news, I mean bullish news, heavy bullish news, super bullish news, what you are discussing there is that, okay, now we want all the media outlets to give you positive news, bullish news, so that the majority would come in and slowly buy into this equation. And once that happens, someone will have to sell. So if the vast majority in number terms, retail is entering, few with supply terms, a lot, like giant holdings, they should be selling. Otherwise, the retail cannot buy into that equation. So you come on the crypto Twitter space and you're like, okay, we're going to go up for next 2 years. We're going to go up for next 1.5 years. So different thought process is being pushed in. Great. Now ask yourself one question. If the rates are going down, why would they start cutting with 50, or why would they even cut the rates right now? They can see the data which you and I cannot. That means they are already watching something is breaking or it's already broken in the system and it's about to worsen. So they want to stimulate that economy, reducing the cost of money. So they just went ahead cutting 50 basis points. So you would ask, what would 50 basis points really do? Now, think about this. Corporations have long-term debt, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. For them, it's not just a 0.5% cut. For them, it's multiplied with the total years which they owe. So the interest cost, the servicing of that loan, that reduces substantially. So some companies don't go broke. They still manage to refinance, or they still manage to service that loan. They stay in that game, which means some of them, they're going to go bankrupt, but a lot of them would find more capital. If they were really neck to neck, at this point, they are starting to find more liquidity. If they wanted to invest in crypto, now they have the liquidity. And it's not just the corporations. It's going to be the households in the US. If your mortgage was like at the top, you were barely affording that. From next 2-3 months, you're going to watch them having a little bit extra. If they wanted to invest $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever your horizon and your framers, they're now going to be able to do that. Now, one question. Let me ask you this honestly. If the retail is about to accumulate a little bit of cash and jump into the crypto market, do you think this is going to be retail who's going to push the price up? Or do you think by the time the retail accumulate the cash and come to buy this asset, the one who's going to sell them is going to sell at a higher price and move out of the market? That's what I believe. By the time they accumulate cash to buy these assets, the prices would be high, which would create the FOMO effect as well. They would sell their car, they would sell whatever they can, and then buy the assets at the top. Maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months, I don't know. But we'll watch the market and understand, this is exactly what we are talking. Gold is moving down. Crypto is moving up. You're watching the asset class evolve and the volume suggests a lot. You can take a lot of these other assets in terms of Bitcoin, in terms of Ether, and understand, okay, something is changing. When you do compare a lot of different assets, say you take 50 assets, you're about to find 3-4 assets which are doing that, just that. This gives you an easy clue. What's the volume? What's the pattern? Not just in USD terms, the Bitcoin terms, the Ether terms. You'll understand some of these assets are about to run hard to the upside, and each and every one of those would be posted here in the Scientific Investor family. We've been already going through a lot of different trades. We've been already updating the bullish divergence, and right now it stands true. What stands true? Look at last 1 week. Just with today's change, a lot of them in the top 100, they're 30, 40, 50% up. You go into the next 100, again, you're watching a lot of assets are running up. Watch the equation. The ones which are going up is n multiples of the ones which are going down. So the trend is shifting, and what you want to make sure is the last 30 days, some of these assets were going up. On a macro, they're still trending up. On a micro, they're just rotating. This is where you want to focus. This is where you want to ride. To get help on all of those, use the link in the description below. Reach the Scientific Investor family. Now, if you still have some confusions, watch the price action on a Heikin-Ashi chart. Put that on a daily, and if you're trading, ride it until it's green. If it changes and closes in red, you're out. This is the easy strategy to use. But combine it with some other indicators and price action, obviously, you're going to get more in terms of market depth. Because by the time the daily closed, watch how it reflected on the market. By the time the 3-day will close, watch how this is going to evolve. Because the daily is directly giving you the idea that Bitcoin market is about to push further to the upside. The breakout here is the key. Your measured move is kind of, I think, 20%. If you do measure that and plot that it's 25%. So you take that and plot that 25% to the upside, you're literally watching Bitcoin price going up towards $75,000, $76,000. Let's put that in. Yeah, close to $76,000, $77,000. So that's a good range to say, we are at all-time highs. Bitcoin going into the all-time highs in wave 3 means all coins are going to give you a blast off. Ride this wave, make sure you do it correctly and in a disciplined way. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.